Wonder.
Egg.
Priority.
If I'm going to be completely honest with you, internet, I'm not sure if this has ever been done before. What Wonder Egg Priority is doing right now is what I believe to be one of the greatest public service announcements the world has ever seen. And if you're a little bit confused, I will be explaining here just in one moment. Hi there, lovely people of the internet. My name is Evan. Welcome to my channel. And in today's video, we will be discussing the point or the purpose of Wonder Egg Priority. In my previous video on Wonder Egg, we discussed what the show was, but it was all speculation because we had absolutely no idea how things would go down the line in the show. For all I knew at the time, since that video was solely based on episode 1 of the show, the entire premise of the show could have drastically changed and it could have just been a self-contained episode. But it turns out that I was somewhat right about my statements in that video. And if you haven't seen that video yet, consider checking out the card up here. However, a quick TLDR to my thoughts about that first episode was that I thought that Wonder Egg Priority was an anti-bullying PSA. But it's a little bit more about that because the show goes as far as showing us that it is about the regret of not choosing to acknowledge the feelings of those around you. All the girls in the show, in one way or another, are living with the regret that they did not speak up or take action when they saw that someone was in need of help. And so week after week, episode after episode, we see the girls finally getting a chance to stand up and fight for someone, regardless of the fact that they don't know any of the girls that they are saving. You see, society, as this episode explains, is built on report, contact, and consult, or as it's known in Japan, horenso. You see, in Western culture, a lot of people try to solve their issues on their own. And so by default, a lot of us were brought up in a society where when we see people suffering, we just turn a blind eye. And that's not to say that it's not the same across the world, but the basic principle of horenso is to not be a lone wolf. And by not trying to do everything on your own, you might have an easier time in your day-to-day life. And while horenso is primarily a Japanese business concept, we see it used in the show itself between the overseers, as I'm going to call them because I'm not sure what their names actually are, and the girls themselves. Throughout the show, we continue to see a bit of leniency, and without this leniency and this teamwork, I don't think that these characters would learn to grow. They are given time to rest. They are given hints and tips as to how to overcome the situations happening within their dream world. And they're also given jewelry in the form of pets. I'm not sure about you, but I would like jewelry that doubles as a pet. I feel like that would be the coolest thing that would ever happen on this planet if we could have jewelry that doubles as a pet. So I'm really jealous of the girls in the show, but I'm getting ahead of myself. My point is, it's a really cool concept that I should probably try my best to implement in my own life and maybe influence those around me to also do the same. But to prove my point even further, all of the girls that are heroes in Wonder Egg must save quite literally are running away from the monsters in their life. And the symbolism that is present in the show becomes very much obvious, especially when the little masked creatures that they end up fighting are called Evils, which I believe is an allegory for people that idly stand by and let abusive actions take place in front of them. No person should have to deal with the monsters in their life, and unfortunately, all the girls inside of the eggs that we see in every new episode are victims of suicide. And while their very specific reasons for taking their own life might be different, it all usually comes back to them being abused or not having their feelings acknowledged by someone in their life. Which means that this show might not be just about anti-bullying, it's also a message for suicide prevention. But back to the symbolism of the show, eventually down the line in the show, the Evils become haters, which I feel no real need to have to explain because I'm sure we all know what haters are. The haters, as the name suggests, are envious and spiteful, specifically of our protagonists. And they're honestly the first real challenge for our heroes or our girls in the show. Because before this point, these girls only really existed in these dream worlds to save the other girls that took their own life. And the Evils and other bosses were no real threat to them. However, the haters actively exist to actually try and take them out. However, I will say I am jealous of how they get rid of haters in this show, because specifically they have little animals that they feed haters to. I wish I had a pet that would literally consume my haters. But to top it all off, I especially love the fact that haters are specifically the source of energy for these creatures, and that envy and spites are described as their bread and butter. And overall, that's what Wonder Egg is. While it does tackle very, very serious problems and issues like bullying and suicide prevention, it also tries to see them in a more lighthearted way to make you both understand that these are serious issues, but also please try not to get too bummed out about it. And honestly, the reason I didn't make this video sooner is because I sat here for the past couple weeks wondering what the point of this show was, and I genuinely was trying to figure this all out. And I'm very glad that with this latest episode of Wonder Egg, the show itself made a reference to Occam's razor, which is basically a philosophical rule that the simplest explanation is most likely the correct one. And while coming off as more mysterious in the beginning and eventually down the line coming off as a bit more nonchalant, I think Wonder Egg Priority does a fantastic job with its visuals, music, incredible storytelling, its absolutely star-studded cast of characters, including the girls in the eggs that are introduced to us every single week. I personally think that this show's stance on anti-bullying and suicide prevention couldn't be more clear. So, like I said at the start of this video, report, contact, and consult. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I do want to make a quick announcement. If you are struggling with being bullied, and if you may have thoughts about suicide, in the description of this video down below, I do have some links and hopefully some phone numbers there as well to help you out with suicide prevention. And I hope that if you guys are just feeling down in any way, please go ahead and contact some of those services. They exist to help you. And at the very least, I hope that maybe this video helped you understand a little bit more about Wonder Egg, and I hope that you watch Wonder Egg and enjoy it as much as I am, because it's a great show, and I think that we should probably share this show with more people in our lives, because I think it's fantastic. But that aside, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead and leave a like. Make sure, if you got this far into the video, to comment the word egg down below. I would love to see a lot of you saying that. Please share this video with any of your friends that might still think that Wonder Egg is a little bit confusing for them. And if you guys want me to go ahead and talk more about Wonder Egg, please again let me know in the comments down below. I definitely love this show, and I want to keep talking about this show and keep spreading the holy gospel of the egg. The egg anime is probably my favorite anime of this season, and I know Attack on Titan is out right now, and I definitely want to make a video on Attack on Titan and how Eren is a blind protagonist. That'll make a little bit more sense later. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this one, and adios. That I don't say adios. Bye.